I love fine dining, not because it's tasty and expensive to prove people that I'm a woman of culture. I love it because you can see the chef's passion for making that dish, giving everything they have, and being proud of it. I appreciate the craftsmanship in every area of life. I think food is such a powerful tool to connect with the world. When you're dining with a person next to you, communicate while having the same dish, something magical happens. It doesn't have to be fine dining in order to feel this magic, but the thing we should no matter do is to concentrate on the food and to the person next to you. When we are having food, we receive a creature's life, whether it's plant-based or animal-based. That's why in Japan, before eating something, you say itadakimasu. Itadakimasu has the meaning of receiving life. Because we receive others' life for our food, my mother told me to be always respectful towards that food. Don't forget, no texting, no social media, and no scrolling when you're eating. Today, I'll share an amazing night that I had with my mom in a super fancy restaurant called Neolocal. We went for the 7th year ceremony event of it, and I enjoyed it so much. I hope you guys can enjoy it too. For the dinner, I wore something classic. Since I'm moving to Rome, and as far as I saw, people were really chic there. So I decided to experiment a little bit with my own style, and finally I found what type of style I like. Classic, elegant, but little masculine. Stay tuned for the fashion content. Since we were about to consume a bunch of alcohol that night, my dad drove us to the restaurant. I really need to take my driving license, but I've been procrastinating on that and I don't have a car. My brother is a very picky eater and my dad cannot distinguish between chicken and fish, so my mother's partner for the fancy dinners has always been me. She took me to a bunch of fancy restaurants from my childhood. My mom always told me, more you train your taste buds, better they become. Thanks to her, my taste buds are pretty sensitive. We started the day with a cocktail, which I do love, and decided to master it so that I can serve cocktails to my mutuals who will visit me in Rome. After tasting 2 different cocktails, I took the one that I liked and gave the other one to my mom because I'm a bad girl. We started eating with this amuse-bouche, which basically means, as far as I know, entertainment, chef's surprise when it comes to fine dining in French. Please correct my horrible French accent in the comments down below, but it was yummy. That's what I know. Wine pairing was also included in the dinner, so they paired it with a glass of white wine, which was amazing. The next fancy dish is marinated black sea bass, molasses, plum and quince olive oil, paired with a glass of white wine. Personally, I really love when people combine steak and fish with some sort of like a fruit. The first time that I tried something like that was a piece of steak combined with a pomegranate and pomegranate sauce. And from that day, I'm a big fan of that. I was comparing 2 different types of wines, white wines, different types of grapes. One of them was from Turkey, from Denizli, and one of them was from France. Unfortunately, I like the France one better. I'm saying unfortunately because Turkey has pretty great wines, but not a lot of people know that. It's not really worldwide known. It's getting more and more attraction, but I feel like Turkey has a really good potential when it comes to wine, and maybe someday I'm gonna introduce some Turkish wines on my channel, who knows. While having wines, we were discussing a lot of things with my mom. I really love going to dinners with my mom. This night I brought my mom to this place. We were drinking, eating yummy food and communicating. I feel like that's the best way to communicate with other person. If you can afford it, I totally would recommend going to a fine dining restaurant with your mom. Next one is this octopus with Aegean salad, pomegranate juice and smoked paprika. I think this was one of my favorites, as you can probably see from my reaction. My mom loved this one too. I really love octopus, seafood. I started to get a little drunk. I'm kind of red, kind of drunk. The food is amazing. So good. After saying drunk, Ruri, now time for beer. I never had beer before during a fine dining, but this beer was paired with falafel and it had some fruity notes, which was sort of like a wine. My mom doesn't like beer, but she likes this beer. This one's called Frederick Yakima IPA beer. You can buy it in Turkey, I don't know in other countries, but it's really good if you wanna like have a fruity beer. I can totally recommend this one. This one is really good. I do love black beer. I used to drink it when I was doing my exchange year in Germany. I never saw black beer in Turkey before, but since I'm moving to Italy, do you guys know if Italy has this like black beer? If you know it, please comment down below. I really want to have it in Italy. Love. Okay, so this one is liver with quince and pickled onions. Liver is kind of heavy, right? So you combine it with the fruit, a little bit of sourness and sweetness to it, brings a little bit of softness to the food, and then you combine it with a glass of red wine, and voila, it's yum. While having my smoked risotto with gingerbread crumbles, I decided to bring my mom more often to these fancy restaurants, and because I feel like when having a fine dine dinner, the conversation that you have is pretty deep. You talk about every aspect in your life. That really affected my mental health in a really good way. I really love good quality of food, I like drinking, and I like having a conversation with my loved ones. So I thought, why am I not doing this more often? Let me show you guys something really fun. We were having the sea bass, which is covered by a very hard salt, and you crack that salt by beating it up. And I don't know, I really love this. It's, I think, really fun. There are, of course, more like creative foods out there, but I really do appreciate creative foods. If you guys like this video, I'm going to take my mom to a bunch of different fancy restaurants. I'm gonna take you guys as well, so that I can introduce you guys some like interesting foods, because there's so many foods to be explored, to eat, to share, to enjoy. So I think that's something that I really want to do in 2022. So stay tuned for these travel food type of vlogs. Just enjoying my food casually and making money out of it. Basically a dream come true moment. Last but not least, we had our dessert, which was tahini halwa paired with late harvest Muscat Izmir wine. It had little flowerish, exotic, honeyish, fruity wine, which I really love. It's probably one of my like favorite sweet wines. I'm gonna take that to my apartment and have it and celebrate when we hit 300k. Guys, they're so good. They're so good. After having all of our dishes, all of the chefs come to the place and we thank to them for the food. They thanked for us for coming.
I'm drunk. Let's go to downstairs.
It was a really fun night for me. And next week, I'm gonna go to a lot of fancy restaurants because we're really close to hit 300k. We'll probably hit that number next week. So my mom decided to bring me to a very fancy restaurant, and New Year's is coming. So we're gonna celebrate that too. If you guys want me to vlog these fancy restaurants, I'm gonna do that. Let me know in the comments down below. The thing that I learned today is to bring my family more often to dinners. Since I'm gonna move to Rome and live in a different country than my family, I feel like we really need a space to update our lives, communicate, and share family moments. If you cannot afford fine dinings, if you cannot bring your family to there, it's totally fine. Even making food for them, cooking for them is, I think, a great way to communicate. So if you have that ability, I would totally recommend you to do so. Bye for now.